Then calculating the value of the tension in empty space using the speed of light as the speed of the wave on a taut string, we obtain the constant value of a force between any 2 points located in empty space of 9 times 10 to the power of minus 10 newtons, that is, 0.000000009 newtons. At first glance it might look like a very small value, but it can also be considered an astonishingly high value when considering that such tension joins 2 points located in the empty space through a string whose thickness can be considered very close to zero. Every matter, every material body, every material particle always travels at the same speed that light also always travels, if we consider the combined displacement through space and time of material bodies. Material bodies that travel very quickly through space travel exactly inversely proportionally, very slowly through time. Time for these bodies passes slower, and bodies that travel very slowly through space spend exactly inversely proportional to their entire displacement traveling through time. When an object appears to be at rest in space, it is when it ages most rapidly because the object's time passes at maximum speed for an observer. This exact inversely proportional complementarity, always found between displacement through space and displacement through time, was discovered by Einstein in his relativity. It is due to the same nature of all the apparently different types of motion, which have their basic foundation in the continuous unity of empty space against its infinite and proportional geometric extension, which makes empty space a tense way. The permanent tension of empty space makes each point located in empty space attract, pull, and unite with any other point also located in this way. Quantitatively infinite in extension, in a condition of flatness, that is, when empty space can be considered geometrically flat, which is the most common or most widely encountered universal case in the universe. With a force of an approximately constant mean value of F equals 0.000000009 newtons, this is the reason that all motions always occur at the same speed of light in their combined displacements by space and through time. The force of gravity, on the other hand, is a force that varies in intensity exactly inversely proportional to the distances existing between material bodies. More precisely, to the squares of these distances by a ratio only also geometric. This force is totally dependent on the geometry, on the distances of empty space existing between the bodies. The electromagnetic force works in exactly the same way as the gravitational force, with the equations used to calculate their intensities being practically the same equation, substituting only the similar concepts involved, the different names that we use to define the quantities of movement. The whole of electrodynamics is also based solely on the exact proportionality of the geometry of empty space. All quantities of all concepts found in all equations and mathematical formulas of electrodynamics always demonstrate only quantitative geometric relationships directly dependent on the geometry of empty space in an exactly or inversely proportional way. In fact, all of physics is based and built solely and exclusively on the constant and exact proportionality, always present, of the geometry of empty space as a result of its equity, continuity, and extension. The entire existence of the universe is constituted on the void. Any point in empty space attracts any other point in empty space with an approximately constant mean force known as Horst's constant. The union, the connection between any 2 points situated in empty space with a force of approximately constant mean value, generates the existence of the simplest possible physical object, a string almost one-dimensional. These primordial simple physical objects, strings, are responsible for the existence of every form of energy and matter that we perceive in the universe. All strings are taut but not fully rigid or fixed. Ropes do not behave like rigid rods or fixed bars but rather like ropes. The union, the connection between any points in empty space which is the string, is such a perfect connection formed by the same nature of these points that it is not wrong to assume that 2 points situated in empty space, even if situated far from each other, form a single object, one body, one rope. The union between 2 points that forms a taut string, the attraction between these 2 points can be correctly described also as being a one-dimensional linear motion in both directions of the string. If empty space were a discrete, discontinuous way or formed by points that are in fact totally separated, disjointed or independent, a force acting equally in all possible directions would keep all the constituent points of empty space in a perfect static, rigid equilibrium, fixed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel and give your like if you enjoy it.